Good morning, traders. Welcome to the London session. We will be recording this to put out on YouTube as the weekly outlook for my YouTube viewers. Hope you enjoy it. And if you're having difficulty understanding any of the patterns we looked at, you may want to look at more of my videos, or you may want to join us. You can join us for these live sessions free. To know how to get them, you will have to be part of the group, or you will have to at least show your intentions of joining the group as an installment trader. And if you do, and you start paying towards the course, you will get all access to the New York and the London session for free. If you want more information, send me a message on Skype. The Skype is in the description, or I can type it here for you. Finding the description is a problem. It's MANGAL 457. We'll also be doing a live course in mid-November, which means a live trading course where you'll get all the information you need, as well as practical trading and lifetime access to the group, which means everything else, all the sessions we do, you'll get for free, which is about minimum 3 to 5 sessions a day. So let's start. The first session that we did this morning, Asian session, where the guys were already there when I joined them, we took a sell in the silver. That's the sell. You can put that to break even now. Remember, this could be a correction. So we assume it could be a correction, but in the bigger picture, it could also be going down. We'll come to that when I go through everything. So for YouTube, I'll be doing all the majors. I would do cryptos and I would do some indices. If you need everything that you see on this list, you can send me a message and join the live sessions, and you'll get access to all that, including follow up on what we do with those trades. So dollar index. We were going to sell the dollar index should it come back here, should the dollar index come back here for a flat, right? But it's still going down, which means somewhere in the future, I'd expect a running flat, and then we consider if we want to sell it. As of now, it's more of a correction for upside. As of now, this looks more like a correction for upside. We do not have a buy setup. We also do not have a sell setup at the moment, but should it pull back like this, I think we will get ourselves a sell setup here. It could be a very small trade that does this and go up, or it could be a trade that goes much more deeper. That will also decide what we think is happening in here. Are we making a bigger flat for upside? Are we going to take off to the upside? Or is it going to make a bigger flat here for one more down? All right? That could be confusing to you if you're not a wave analysis trader. So let me go through it very slowly. If this goes and break the top, this is the trade we'll be looking for today. Should it come lower, which means if it makes that running flat and it drop and it makes another one and drop and makes another one and drop, and for the rest of the week we're doing this, then likely is that it's going to go back there and drop. Right? That is what could happen. Now, it might not do that. It might also just kind of like, work its way sideways here. And if it works its way sideways here, then we're definitely going up. Right, so it's either it goes now, it goes sideways and go up. But if it goes sideways and go up, we will be looking at all of this as a bigger flat, but also for upside, which means it comes back here, then go. Okay, I hope you got that. And if you're not a wave analysis trader, that definitely is not something you're expecting. Watch more of my videos and then send me a Skype message. So let's go. Silver, we're in the sell. Now, we still think that is a correction for upside as of now, but there is a potential that it could come much deeper. And that is why we sold it this morning in 15 minutes. The trade is very good. You can put it to break even. Now, this is a trade you cannot lose. No matter what happens, you're not going to lose anything because you have it at positive break even. Now, if it should drop more, we will take the profit. If you want to close it here at any given time, that's also okay. Put an entry lower. Right? Should it start making another consolidation here? For one more down, we can sell it again here, right? If it's going to break the low and reverse, you'll be out of the trade, either for positive or whether you manage to close it. We're not really going for this profit. That is only to get you to break even. The idea is if it's going to drop deeper, we get the trade. It can drop deeper potentially in the bigger picture. Let's look at it this way. We did this in the trading room this morning, but I'm going to give you very quick what I think. There's a possibility we're making a running flat. There's a very good chance we could look at this as a possible running flat here. And this one work its way back to the bottom. Right? That possibility is open as long as we haven't gone back to the top there. So for now, we'll keep that as an open possibility. And that's why the sell was good this morning, because we don't know that that's not the start of the downside. So we take it. And if you take a trade and you can get it to break even, you're good. You don't have to worry about anything. We didn't sell gold, not because we didn't think it was going to go down, because I thought we'll probably be waiting for one more hair like this for a running flat here. Well, it turns out it's a small flat. If you get another flag, just go with it. Each one of these are just small flags. That's a nice drop. So now you wait for a 1 hour flag. That's a 1 hour drop. Wait for a 1 hour flag. And the same thing here, same possibility, right? This could be a running flat. Okay, right? Very similar structure. So you're looking at this and thinking, well, that could be a running flat for one more down, at least one more to retest this low. It will make a flag. They always do. So now what you need is an hourly flag, and we sell it if we get it. If it's a flat for upside, then it's going to be either a running flat like this or just a regular flat. Come back here, go there, do this, and then we go. So this is the first impulse of a possible flat, or that is the start of a move that is going to bring you down back to the bottom. Whichever is it, we know how to trade it. Wait for the flag sell. If it's going to correct higher, you wouldn't be in the sell, but then you'll wait until it gets to the top, you'll sell it back to the bottom and then buy it again. I think it's downside. I'm more inclined to believe that's a running flat and we're going down. Euro, well, you could be in the buy. Let's see if we had the buy set up. It didn't really pull back, so you probably wouldn't buy it. We wanted to pull back first. We were waiting that this would pull back here first, and that would be a nice buy. So I don't know if anybody took it. If you did, it's still going. Right now, we're doing this. And that is one of the two things. It's either a correction that is going to drop, or it is a slow impulse to the upside. So now you would probably not even wait for the running flat. You wait for this to break out with a sideways like this. And then we go for the buy. Should it drop, you should be in the sell. Put an entry for the sell. You can put an entry for the sell here. I think this would be a safe spot. Yep. If they're making a smaller flag here, do not get back to this level. If you want to be safe, to put it under the low. That's like the safest space. Big picture, well, we're in this. The reason we think it can go up is because this could be an expanding flat. So if you want the upside, now you can wait for this to make another flag here. Take this flag to the upside, right? It could be one like this. It could be one smaller than that. Take it to the upside. And if we do go back up, then we're open to either this one or this one. With one more up and then downside. So it's either a series of waves here before we drop, and we're definitely looking like we're going to drop, especially with that big flat there. Right? Either they go up to the top and start dropping, or they just go up, come back, go back up, then drop. Go for the buy. Look for a buy setup. If you get a flag, take it. It will make a flag. Don't worry about that. If you miss that one, it will make a flag. Franc is the only one we expected to go up. We don't have a pattern, so we put an entry for a sell here. Right? If it makes another flag here, then you can buy. So you literally wait for it to make a flag. And this is really slow. So this could drop. And you don't want to miss the sell. You can actually move it up now. You can move it up to about here. Right? For the sell. And if it makes a flag, if you start to see a correction there, pull this. This one is only valid if it's going to drop like this. Right? If it's going to go sideways, take it out because they can come like this and then go back up. Right? So any slow movement down, just pull that. The idea is if it's going to drop like this or it's going to drop like this, see that sell there. If it's going to drop like this, then that's a trade. So let's see. There's no buy setup on it. Aussie, look for a buy setup. It actually, you could have been in the trade already because it did pull back a little, not as much as we want, but there's a small pullback there. If you want, this is going up. We did tag the low. On some charts we tagged, on some we didn't. And we're still in here. And since it's at the bottom, any buy setup would work, right? Any buy setup. We really wanted to break the low. The idea is that they should come and break this low and then start the up move. Right? It didn't break the low, but it tagged it. So in some charts, because it tagged it, consider that break and wait for a flag to buy. If you want to be sure, absolutely sure that you're going to get a buy, and it wouldn't be like a thing, just wait for a flag. Eventually, this makes a flag like that. See? So you don't have any, you have some small ones, but not enough of that. So if it stays here for like 3-4 hours sideways, that's a good trade. It gives you one like this, go with the trade. It gives you one like that, go with the trade. Those were trades, right? If you remember. So we can look for a trade that will bring us back to the top, and then we'll see what happens. Is this the start of the up move, or are we still in the consolidation for another drop? Right? The more this goes, the more it's less likely that they're going to drop. The sharper this gets. So wait for a flag. Let's see if there's a running flat in play. Yeah, there's a possible running flat in play here. You can make an argument for this one. Should it come back here and put an entry above the top? Small one, those are small 15-minute run flat. You could just tag the top and that would be enough. And then start to make a deeper pullback. Right, so keep your stop under the low. Manage the trade, we know how to do that. And let's go. New Zealand, oh, this one is good. Perfect buy setup. The only problem is this, so keep your stop under that, right? This one I think didn't break the low. Yeah, we didn't break the low here as we were expecting. Now, here's the thing, this thing could go back up here, all the way back to the top and, do a series of this before it breaks the low. So if we get buy setups, take it. Right, remember this was an expanding flat, but what if it is, what if that is not the expanding flat and we're looking at this as a running flat, then we go back up and then we come back down and then we go back up and all of this is one huge flat for downside eventually with this as part of it. All right, this whole piece, this is the low of it. So this whole piece is one huge correction and it doesn't look like it's finished. If you get a buy setup, take it, put it to break even, manage the trade. We have the whole day to manage that trade. So let's see. We do have some news this afternoon. I think at 4:30 we have Empire State Manufacturing. I don't know if that news is thing, but it still looks like an high impact news. We'll trade it. We'll definitely be here to trade. So this one can change to an active trade now. That's an active trade. Yen is an active trade. You got to be careful now. It looks like a running flat. Now we have two options of running flat. We have this option of a running flat. And this just didn't break the low. I didn't think we broke the low there. No, we didn't. So now we have this option of a regular flat. Put that entry here. Right? Because if this is a regular flat, the running flat will come after. See, we didn't break that low. So the chances are this goes back up here. Still drop. And then this one we get after. So you can look for a sell setup here, actually. There's a good reason you can look for a sell setup here. Once this comes here, right? If it gives you a sell setup here, take that sell setup to break the low. This move down, go back up, give you a running flat, keep going down. It's going down slowly. Now that doesn't mean that it can't totally drop. As of now, it's a buy setup. Right? As of now, that's a buy setup. Should it take off like a rocket, you won the trade. But we're still in the consolidation. See, we're still in this move. We're in that move since we were doing the live session. 1 week live session we did, right? Twice daily, it was free. If you missed it, go watch all the recording. And remember when this happened, everybody was like, be careful of buys on the yen because of the Bank of Japan and their intervention. Well, we were buying. Once we broke that low, we started to look for buy setups. And guess what? We still have a buy entry here. Now, if you're following and you believe you're going to sit and wait on the Bank of Japan to tell you what they're going to do next, so you wouldn't trade, good luck to you. Because like I said, we can break this top. Come back here and go break the top again. We've seen that happen. Don't follow things you don't know. Work with what you know. We know what this can do. Now, like I said, this is probably going to come down. We might even sell this first if we get a good sell setup. I think that's a clear flat. Wait for it to drop, get the sell, get in the trade, break the low, take the profit, because it's kind of, if it drops straight through, well, good for you, you'll be in the trade. But if it stops and starts to go back up, get rid of it, and we'll see. So we're still in that move downwards, consolidating. I do think they can drop and break the low. It's just that this one is really slow, so I wouldn't be surprised if they actually come here deep, retest the top, and then drop. Swiss. Buy setup, you should be in the trade. That's a call from this morning. That line, I said, if they just tip the bottom and they come back, still take the trade. By the way, how many of you in that trade? We took that in the Asian session this morning. This could come back all the way to the top here. It's a big flat for downside. Right? This could eventually do this, go back all the way to the top and then come. Or it's just a simple flat. It's just a simple flat. It will drop one more. Worst case, you get break even. So you can literally put this to break even right now. I'm in this one. So let me see. I have to put it to break even. We just broke the top. And once you broke that top, you get the trade to break even. Because if it's a simple flat, it's going to drop. If it's not a simple flat, it will keep going. It'll probably make a small consolidation and keep going. Good for you. You could end up all the way to the top here. That's a trade. This is making a big flat and then downside. Right? So even a sharp move like that, and now we spoke about that, unless it stays, there's no guarantee that it's going to go, right? We had traders above that as a flag, and instead of that, it dropped all the way to the bottom. It's going up, it could get back all the way to the top. If this is a flat, we will sell it from here going down. Pretty simple. Let's see. What's the worst case in a trade like this? Now, say you get break even. And that's the whole point of it, right? If you get in the trade and it's not going, you get break even, good enough for you. Right? If it's going to go, it's going to go. So I'll take this out now. We don't need that. That was just an indication so that if it goes lower, we will not buy it, but the buy is still good. Put it to break even. That is going to be stop loss. Move the break even. Where did it take me? I'm going to see where I got tagged. I got tagged at 90.22, 21, 1 pips above. So I put it 90.23 at 90.24. Right? It's at 90.28, 23, I put 23. If it comes back, it's not the trade we're looking for, right? If it comes back to here, then it's a flat. It's definitely making a correction. Now it has to either go or pull back. The idea is I'm not looking for 5 pips. I'm looking to see whether it's going to come to the top here. But the safety of the trade, the safety, because you had that deep pullback, the safety is get it to break even and leave it. Got it? We're looking for a sell setup here, but we wanted it to pull back like this first. All right, this looks like a correction. I wanted to go break that top, make a flat here, and then we will start to look for a sell setup from here, going down one more, at least one more. We have a similar structure in the yen and similar on the Swiss, probably. Swiss could drop one more. So if this is the drop one more here, then it will tell us whether they're going to go break the low or they're just going to stay here and make a new high. We have CAD news this afternoon at 6:30. I'll be there. We'll trade that. Remember this big flat here? It's still valid. It still looks downside. So I wouldn't be surprised if this goes there and start dropping. We'll see. It's coming down back. If it works its way all the way down to the bottom as slow as it's coming, the question is, will it come all the way to this one? Right? Will we get it coming all the way to this bottom? Or is that the running flat? Either this here is the running flat and we're going up, or we come back all the way here. So it all depends on how this goes. It goes there, we sell, it comes back here and start to go up, we'll buy it. It drops lower, we'll be in that trade and then we'll look for this trade up. So can it drop lower? Absolutely. It's coming down very slow. Looks like a correction, but right now it's not finished. So if you want to put a buy entry, it has to be above here. That's the last impulse down. This one is a correction within that flat. So if it goes up back and then drop, then we get the sell. Otherwise, I can't sell it. It's going really slow. Euros. Now I'll show you this trade. There's a small trade here, a very small trade here. Probably drop one more if you want to sell, and then we'll be looking for the buy setup. So we're looking at this as a possible running flat. Right? See that one there as a possible running flat. We don't know that it is, but if it is not a running flat, it'll just drop to the bottom. If it is a running flat, it will probably come here and turn. So like the Swiss, you'll put it to break even, and if it's a break even, it's a break even. We'll look for the buy setup. If it's not a break even, then it drops to the bottom, and we'll come back and decide whether we want this as the running flat. Because we had that as the running flat at one time as well, whether we take that as the running flat. Now, I think there's a lot more upside in this, so I don't see them coming back deep into this to make some huge flat here. And I think this might be part of the running flat for upside. So let's see. We'll keep it like that. And then we're going up more. So you can wait for a short-term sell, and then I wouldn't put this sell because a very aggressive sell, it might finish really fast. Traders with experience can take it. Traders who are not so experienced, just ignore it, let it go. Matter of fact, it actually broke this out already. So, but it's not reversing, just making a bigger flat. We did break that low, so this might be the low, but it needs to go higher for the flag. So right now, if it drops some more, it's just going to drop, and then upside. Let's see. Euro New Zealand. Okay, here's another one. This you could go with a sell. Expect a running flat. Right, even if this drops here, gonna pull back, give you this one. and then that sell becomes perfect. So if you're taking this sell, you have to expect that. We spoke about that this morning, that you were taking that sell, anticipate that this sharp move will happen before it goes deeper. Can we sell the Euro New Zealand? Well, this is what we have, right? What are the chances we're making an expanding flat here? That's a good chance, right? So you may want to go with that trade, put an entry here, but you have to know how to manage the trade, right? You can put under the lower put here, it doesn't matter, just anticipate that when it comes here, that sharp pullback might come in play. Keep a stop above the top. Similar with the pound New Zealand, which I'm going to show you. That's good, pound New Zealand. Right? We wanted that pullback. Now you can put an entry. You can probably even put an entry under this one. There's a pullback in there for that small running flat on the 5 minutes. If you look at it, you'll see that. See the small running flat on the 5? It actually went up. Now it's coming down. If you want to get aggressive, put it there. That's super aggressive. Expect that this could happen when it dropped. Right? These are really small trades. You have to know how to manage them so you get out there. Should it not be doing what you think it's doing? The trade we're looking for is probably going to do this here. Right? Break this low. And then we'll see downside is much. There's a lot more downside to this trade. Right? There's a lot more downside to that one. So we've got the second one. We had that correction. We got a correction here too. Let's see if it's going to drop. Right, so put it here and wait. Let's see. That's a good trade. So okay, for my YouTube viewers, I'll do some of these indices and then I'll do some cryptocurrencies for you. And if you want everything else that I miss, like I said, join us. You'll get it. Natural gas. Okay, so if you take the sell, if you were selling it, it was only to break this low. We broke the low. Look for buy setups now. Let's see what happens. If it still makes a flag, we'll still sell. I don't like those two big flats there. If you take them out like this and put it, there's two huge flats there. I don't like them because they're way at the top, but we've seen that and we've seen it go, right? So it makes a flag, everything. If you get a buy setup, absolutely take it. Yep, this one could go a little more, but now we'll be looking for the downside. So this is the upside. This was a buy we had. Buy entry we had, we took it off because it's no. Now you're here. This looks like it's trying to make one more up. That doesn't mean anything, right? It just means one more up, and then we look for this down. This is the correction. Now this can go a lot more. The depth of this correction tells me the downside because the bigger picture is coming from the top as well, right? That's your impulse. We're correcting in that impulse here. Look for sell setups. Maybe one more buy if you want to get aggressive. There's one more buy at the top there. But after that, we're looking for sell setups. All right, I think it can go one more. Probably pull back and then go. I'm not keen on the buy anymore. This buy was the one we were keen on. Now we look for sells. You're starting? Okay, that buy worked perfect. It went there. I hope you got out of the trade. Even if you got break even, I hope you got out. It's actually making a sell setup now. Look like they're making a flat here or something like that in this range. See, it dropped and they're going sideways. We did break that up. Let's hope. Let me see. Let's look on this one. That was the low of something. Let's see. No, we didn't. We actually came very close. We didn't. In a running flat, you don't necessarily have to. Right? If you're looking at this as a running flat here with this one, that and there, there's no need to, if you want to go down from there, that's a correction, so they can go down from there. There's still a possibility it can go higher, but take that off. If it is going to drop, if this here is going to drop, this sell is actually a good one, right? Because remember, we're looking for this move here, and that move seems to have completed itself, right? Or it's a correction of its own, then that move is still a way to come. So sell under the low here is a good idea. Wait to see what this does, and then decide if you can put it higher. It will not be a sell if it goes back to the top. So 1 second, why is this so slow? Good. If this go back to the top, then it will not be a sell. If this crawls its way back to the top, take it off, wait for this to happen, go with the buy again. Only this time it's a bigger flat. For now, that is a good sell should it drop. Don't go too close. Stay under the low. Because if that drop, we're retesting this low. That's a good trade. Probably we'll have the same thing on S&P 500. What happened to my charts? We already had a sell in S&P 500 after it made that flat. And well, let's say you got break even, it's still a sell. Come on. What happened to the chart suddenly? Thing was good. Put it here. Put this there. I'll say take it out from here. If you want to get aggressive, put it here, but it's safe to trade this here. Want to get aggressive, you can go a little higher. All right, that's a sell. So this is a sell. This is a sell. This probably would be a sell. That was a sell. I hope you close it there, took profit, and we're looking for a sell here. Let's see what this does. This looks like a flag. All right, this here piece, you see, we didn't break that up. It looks like a flag here. They'll probably go back up, give you this flat, and then we'll sell this one here. All right, so it is a sell in the making. Yeah, let's see what Tesla has. Okay, that didn't go up. This is your sell. So two ways you look at it. We're expecting this move down. That could have gone up one way. We put the sell here. We sell is under this one, under this impulse. You should be tagged in that sell, and we're waiting to break this low. Now, the reason we took this trade is not just because it's going to break that low, but if it breaks that low, the idea is how low does it come? Does it do this and go for running flat and then downside? So that's why this trade is a good one. Let's see how far it goes. Minimum, it has to break this low if we're going up, right? If we're going up, then we need to break this low and then start doing that. Your worst nightmares, you got break even, which is a good one. Let's see. Okay, this was a buy. That's a break-even trade. Yeah, it's a lot of hours. I'm on the 4 hour. So that's more than a break-even trade. So take that out, and you're getting a sell setup. It already has a sell setup. Incomplete, but a sell setup. Go for it. Let's see where that takes you. Next. Yeah. So this was the drop here. That is if this was going to make a running flat. It's actually lower. So put an entry here for a sell. That means we could go break the low. If it's still making a running flat like this, then let it go up some more, make a flat buy. As of now, it's downside. Sell setup, wait for a flag here, sell it. When it breaks this low, get out of it. Because after that is upside. This whole structure eventually goes up. Right? This whole thing here eventually goes up. Nifty. Still wait for the buy setup. It's going sideways, it can take off. The longer they consolidate, the higher probability we might even retest that though. And Bitcoin. So, okay, this went up. So I was looking for this to actually drop and break the low first. Drop, break this low, and then go back up. So we didn't break the low. We go up. Let's see what is it. Take that out. So where do we put this one? Maybe a running flat like this would be the option. That's the closest you can get there. A running flat like that one. That goes up. Let's see where we are. Take this out. Well, you could look at it as this one here, or you could look at it as a bigger one. Right, a bigger one. What's a bigger correction? Where would that take us? Retest the top. That's all. Because if this is to go higher, all they'll do right now, we're thinking of retesting that up. Can we look at all of this as total upside? Right, do we go with that as a correction? Does that make it total upside from here, starting with this low? Good question. So if it's going to go up, here's what we're going to take this off. This is the one you're interested in. It has to break that up. So wait for them to pull back, give you a flag here. And then we see when it breaks this top, what happens. This could still be correction, right? This is still pull back, go there, they can still pull back. Right? It's not aggressively going up. You're not getting those big sharp moves. So it's looking very corrective, which means we can pull a line here and still assume that it's very corrective. Right? It could still drop once it breaks this top. But now, most likely, we're going to break that up. Any flag buy. Okay, we'll see whether we take that as a running flat. Looks good, though. That's the only option you have. ETH. although this looks upside, I think we're going to go drop one more. We'll break this low first. I don't think they're going up. This looks like a correction that is going to drop, break that low, and then upside. All right, so we might still go with this as a cover. Come on. Oh, it was locked, sorry. Like this here, and this is all the correction. 1, 2, 3. And this will just drop. So that still looks downside. Let's see if we get a sell setup if you want, but once it breaks the low, look for the buy. Copy. It did make a flat up there, but it still looks downside. See, there's a flat and a little up move, but the whole picture is still downside. You do have a flat here. Expected, they broke the top. This could drop, break the low, sell here, and then look for upside. So you can easily put a sell setup here now. Short term, very short term. If you're interested in it, sell. And see if it drops. If it is going to go up, wait for another flag. And when you get one flag after flag, that's still corrective. AD still looks downside. This, well, this went up. We broke the low. See? So up move here is possible. Question is when it gets up. Are we still in this here, right? So let's assume all of this was the B part. Then we need this, right? We need this. We got to pull back. We're going. We could probably do this. And then one more down. So because we still have that as the sharpest one. So I'll more up, a little more to retest that up, but then downside. Dash. Sell setup, nothing, no questions here. Just simple wait for the sell. This one definitely looks upside because we broke the low. I think the bigger picture is this is the lowest point. See, in that entire down move, that was the lowest point. So now you can look for buy setups. Go back to the 1 hour. Wait for this to give you a good flag. These are bigger corrections, something like this would work. Let's see if we have anything like that. Go here. We had 2 flags already. We had this one. And that one. Let's see if we get another flag here. Buy. Because we're coming from the low. So if we get another flag, buy. And this one also is coming from the low. Right? We broke the low there in the 4 hour, the daily. And the up move could be pretty much big. It could be this. So any buy setup you get here makes sense to go for that. So let's go down back on the 1 hour. You have an impulse and you have a running flat, right? So I would go with a running flat and play here. This might still come down one more. You want this move here, right? Because that is up, this is down, that is up, that is this one. So this comes here and then go. If it comes this much, look for the sell. And then look for the buy setup. Put an entry. If that comes back that much, put an entry for the buy. If it's going to drop, it's not going to tag you. So basically, that's a good one. I think all the rest are pretty much the same. Right? These 2 are the only 2 that has buy setups on them right now. The rest of them still need to break the low. So my YouTube viewers, again, if you like it and you would like to have more, send me a Skype message. You will get it. If you would like to join the group full, send me a message also, give you the details. We'll start a course in mid-November. You don't want to miss it. You have lifetime access after that, right? Once you complete the course, you have lifetime complimentary access to the group for all the sessions we do and everything else that we have inside. And you get to trade with a group of, I think, the most amazing group of traders you'll find anywhere. So let's go. With that said, thank you. Trade with care. See you next week. Bye.